Michele Hilton on the set of my show, The Pink Cup Project, Full Blossom TV with the gorgeous Annoula, the Greek goddess. I've been dying to get her on my show, and she finally is here. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, talking about that, actually, what are you wearing? Because I love this dress, and your ass looks so good.
Well,
before that, can we just turn around a little bit? You're welcome. Really? You're like...
Well, thank you very much. I'm actually wearing a dress by Sin Santana. Her line is called New for neutral. So she has a lot of like neutrals, like beige, tan, pinks, blushes, blacks. It's really great. It's really nice line for plus size and straight size.
Okay. So where do we know her from? Love and Hip Hop, right? That's who?
Yeah, she was on a few seasons for Love and Hip Hop New York on VH1, and she came out with her own line.
Nice.
And I've been shooting with her for the past month, and I love all her things. All her stuff is really great, stretchy material, and you could wear it from day to night, casual sets, go jogging in them. Like, she's very versatile in the clothes that she has on her website. So.
Well, how'd you hook up with her? Did you do it through your agency, or did you get it on your own? Like, how'd you book it?
I actually, I follow her on Instagram, and she put out like a random post, I think from like 6 months ago, and I just randomly emailed her, her team, asking if she was looking for any plus size girls, and they were. They just happened to have a photo shoot lined up for that week, and I booked it, and the rest has been history. Yeah.
So you're the only plus size girl that's working with her right now? Everything's straight?
Yeah.
Do you like being the only plus size model, or do you feel like, not embarrassed, because I know you're not embarrassed, like whatever, you own your body, but do you feel any, like, is it a good thing, bad thing, like, you're on set, is it like a negative thing for you, or is it a great, like, you think that everyone like loves your curves and she loves that you're there? Like, what's your experience been on set with her?
She's really amazing. She's all about empowering women, like, to love themselves, have confidence. So, the first 2 times it was a straight size model and myself, and I loved being able to encompass what it is to be confident and to being plus size women. And she'd always say that the clothes look amazing on me, that it hugs me very well. And even this last shoot where we had all different types of body types, different types of models on set, her stuff is just very versatile. But, if you're straight size, you can wear it. If you're plus size, you can wear it. It doesn't matter like how much you weigh and what you look like, you'll still look really nice in her clothes.
Yeah, your pictures looked awesome.
Thank you.
I saw that, I was like, yay, Annoula.
Thank you.
Your hair, makeup, everything looks really great. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
So sorry. Actually, no, don't cut it. I like the bloopers. So before we actually go, crazy, let's cheers and tell us what's in your drink, ma'am. Do you know what you're drinking?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
I'm drinking Ciroc and pineapple juice.
So she did request a better vodka, but we don't really have the budget right now. You know how
No, but Ciroc is cool. I'm not, it's fine.
Are you trying to hang out with Diddy tonight?
No, but Ciroc
she has
is
a boyfriend.
Cool.
I might be though, but whatever. Cheers. So thank you again for coming. I'm really excited about
You're welcome.
this. It's funny because we go back. I don't know, like what, 3 or 4 years, right?
4 years.
Okay, 4 years. So I remember just like knowing you like through Facebook, through like social media, and then we did Loving Curves Collective, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of I don't know, like a group of
women, different types of girls.
Yeah.
Photo shoot and.
Yeah, and they weren't all, actually, what I really liked about that was that they weren't really all considered plus, right? Because there were like some shorter girls, tall, but they were really curvy.
Yeah.
There was like that.
Super curvy.
Yeah, like really curvy. It was like Spanish, Puerto Rican. Sorry,
all different ethnicities. Which is really
which I like
cool,
that a lot too.
I'm all about having diverse people because you can kind of feed off their energy, and it was just really nice to showcase the different body types and
and then we did. From that shoot, then we did a show together, their show, which was awesome. Yeah. They actually did a really good job with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Lost my train of thought real quick, but yeah.
Woo. But since then, we've done like so many other shows. Lots of shows at Yotel.
Yeah. So one thing that we're both Full Blossom faces.
Yes.
So let's cheers to that. Mellow. Thank you. And I know you interns are drooling over my guests who are here. You know why? I can tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because this is actually what I like the most about your body. Is that your waist to hip measurement, like the ratio, it's, very flowy and going on.
It's like 14 inches.
Is it?
Like 13 and a half.
So it's usually like a 10. Usually women have 10 just to like get an idea.
I'm like super curvy. I can't help it.
You are. Like your waist is a lot smaller, which I love that. So I know the interns are dying right now. I mean, Mello might be too. And all the viewers are home.
Oh God.
Sorry. So my favorite thing that you've done to date is the Crystal Fraser campaign.
Thank you.
And the reason why is you looked absolutely stunning. There was like 5 or 6 dresses that you wore. Everything you looked great in. Your hair and makeup was awesome. And it was Lucas, right? It was Lucas Jones that
Lucas shot it. Yeah.
It was in Long Island City?
Yeah, we shot at Studios LIC.
Yep. I've done that before. That's actually a great studio.
Yeah, I like it there.
So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me, because I know that you and I actually had met, you might have met Crystal before that, but I hadn't, at that fashion show we did for her in Brooklyn, where it was so hot, I wanted to kill myself.
It was.
But obviously, if you know Crystal Fraser, you know that like her dresses are awesome. Everyone looks so good in them. I'm guessing that's probably where you met her and booked it. Is that?
Actually, I met her prior to that.
Okay.
When the Nouveau TV show Curvy Girls was filming, I had gone to a fashion show. They were filming a fashion show, and I went. And I actually met a lot of people from the cast. And a lot of industry people as well. And that's actually when I first met Crystal. I saw her really nice designs. I was like, wow, that's fabulous. I could totally wear her stuff. And then we just kind of like became Facebook friends, kind of were talking. And then going to industry events, I would see her at Full Figure Fashion Week. And then, I really, really liked her stuff. And then after that one fashion show that we did in Brooklyn, it kind of like opened up the door to like, oh, well, I wear her stuff really well. And then she reached out to me, she emailed me, and the rest is history. I did her photo shoot.
Yeah, so my guest last week, Sarah, so you and Sarah both did that.
Yes.
I remember it. I love that because it's like, 2 white girls. You guys obviously don't look the same, different looks. Both very, very tall. Again, the waist to the hip ratio is very similar for you both.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it. It was just kind of like, she's all American, kind of like, every, what's it called? Every girl, what's it called?
Girl Next Door.
Girl Next Door, thank you. And you're more like sexy and exotic. So I think it was like, you guys played off like really well with that.
You know what it is? She wanted to showcase models who haven't really done a lot of like national campaigns. She wanted to really, showcase their features, how they look, how we would have looked in her stuff.
Yep.
And give that platform to be like, yes, I did this. So I'm very thankful and blessed that she gave me the opportunity because it did open some doors for me from that photo shoot, and I loved everything about the shoot. The clothes were amazing. Makeup, hairstyling was really, really good, and the photos speak for themselves. Right. All over the website.
So even though you might not have got contacted like right off the back for that, I feel like you were able to use those for your port.
Yeah.
And then Joyce Leslie kind of happened for you, right?
Right.
And having those like incredible photos like helped you. I'm sure like when they saw you, they probably asked for your photos, and then having those like great like strong photos, I'm sure helped you.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because I was fitting in the city with a company called She's Cool that fits for Macy's. They sell a lot of their stuff for Macy's and She's Cool and Burlington. And through them, they found out that Joyce Leslie was expanding into Plus. So because I was already their Plus Fit model, they had recommended me. So I got a random email from the marketing person there, and I was like, we heard about you, we love your stuff, we saw some photos, and then I gave them some of the Crystal Fraser photos, and they were like, come in for an interview. I went in. They're very close to my house, which I think was like a seller as to why I got it, because I'm very local to them. But it was a very good opportunity, and I was working for them for a year, over a year during their fit and print. Plus, I learned how to do fashion merchandising,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
it's like an added bonus.
Yeah, because I ended up working up to becoming an assistant buyer, which was pretty fast within like a year
of course
working there,
and like learning different skills and like being like the corporate. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was in the corporate office. I was learning so much besides doing modeling. So it kind of was a win-win for me.
So I remember seeing a flyer that went out, and you looked awesome. It was like you were like a junior model, and it looked really, really, you looked really good.
Thank you.
Do you love those opportunities, seeing those, you kind of got them on your own? Or do you love it when you get that email from, by Coastal or your agency that says, hey, go on a casting, or you're booked? Is there like more kind of like a reward, the fact that you booked it on your own, or?
I think it just depends on the client.
Yeah.
I feel like no matter what, I get excited, whether I book it on my own through a relationship that I had prior or through my agency. I mean, obviously through the agency, they work 10 times harder, so I'm always more excited. But, having to work for yourself sometimes is also a gratitude too, because you're constantly hustling for that spot that like they're gonna book you. So it's both.
Yeah, I think it's like very interesting that like when you first, I know for me when I first, signed, I thought, okay, my agent's gonna work for me. I'm gonna get all these things. And then you find out, well then your agent has 20 girls, right? And you have to basically work for yourself and find a lot of opportunities. Tell me about that, because I know that you're really, really good at that. You network and you find things on your own. Like you said with Sin, like you emailed her and then look what happened.
Right.
Like, do you is there like a rhyme or reason? Like, is there something that you do? Do you send out emails like every day, every week? Like, give me your process.
I think that trying to be freelance versus being signed, it just kind of depends on your attitude. Sometimes when you're signed to an agency, you're not necessarily always booked for everything. They may say like you're gonna be the next this person, you're gonna be the next that, but I know for myself that I have to work 10 times harder if I'm signed, because that doesn't always mean that I'm going to book something. When you're freelance, you have more of the flexibility to kind of do whatever you want.
Right.
But it also depends on your contract. Like if you're exclusive, then you're exclusive to the agency. If you're not exclusive, you have more of that leeway where you can kind of go out and seek opportunities for yourself and get paid and not have to worry that the agency is going to take like a percentage off your paycheck.
So what do you, I know that you've been both, so what do you prefer, if you can say? I don't know if you're comfortable saying that or not, but I know there's obviously pros and cons with both, and I know there's a lot of models that will speak about it, but if you're not going to tell me what you prefer, can you tell me, just tell me what you prefer.
I don't know, I kind of like being signed only because they have a greater outlet to clients. I feel like with the bigger clients, they have more of a connection with them.
And you have to be signed to even get in the door.
Right, exactly.
To get to the
so it's a lot harder for a freelance model to like contact Macy's or JCPenney or any like huge client, whereas your manager will know that point of contact to contact that person and submit your stuff. So I think it depends on like also the agency and what type of clients they have in order for you to get booked.
No, I totally agree with you. Because I've been both too, and I still don't know which I prefer.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you are gonna hustle, I don't know. Do I want to hustle by myself and get all the money, or do I want to have an agency know and believe in me and bring me to put me in front of great clients, but take 20%?
Right.
Right.
I think in general you have to hustle.
Well,
you have to invest.
You have to like your urgency. You have to you have to believe in yourself. I agree. So I still don't know which I prefer, to be exclusive or to freelance, because
it is at the end of the day, a lot of girls think that modeling is easy, and it's really not. You have to invest like hundreds of dollars to upkeep, hair, nails, toes, whatever, clothes. You have to constantly update your portfolio. You have to have versatility in your portfolio. You can't just be all editorial, all crazy makeup. You have to have more of the natural look, because clients will book the natural. They won't book the crazy makeup and the hair and the wigs and the whatever. Like you have to have your natural self and minimal makeup and bodycon stuff to really show your shape. So it's all like a process. I feel like, and that's what I always tell aspiring models, because they think it's going to be like this, and I'm like, no. Because in the beginning you're going to hear a lot of no's, but don't get discouraged, because if that's what you want, if modeling is like a career for you, then you have to do 110%. You can't half-ass anything.
So I know for me, when I first got in, I heard a lot of yeses.
Right.
But it wasn't the money yeses. It wasn't the big clients yeses.
Yeah.
So for my first year, I think I was like really popular, and then I kind of went through a year where I wasn't. Wouldn't get print. I wasn't getting fit. Now, then it went to, you know, doing all fit and being popular. It changes.
It fluctuates.
It does
definitely
fluctuate.
Yeah. I know, like, back in 2013 to 14, I was booking tons of TV stuff. I was on every, like, news network, Telemundo, the Today Show, Good Morning America,
we did Pix 11 together.
There's a lot of TV stuff, a lot of, like, movie stuff, because I was doing a little bit of acting, and then it just kind of stopped. But then, like, I feel like that's also real life too, you know, like when you're working full time, you can't really do the TV stuff. You kind of have to, you know, pick. You don't have 12 hours to
be an extra.
Right. You gotta pick and choose which opportunities you can take. And you always, like, even with fashion shows too, like, I always look at, like, what type of media is gonna be there, because if it's not worth my time, I'm not gonna do it.
It's true though, because I feel like you and I are very similar in that. Like, when we first started, we were doing every show, and it was great exposure because that's how people got to know you. You need those pictures out there. You need photographers to know who you are. But now it's like, if I'm gonna go to a show, one, there's not gonna be professional hair and makeup.
Right.
Two, I'm gonna sit around for 8 hours and then not even be fed. You think again, and then there's no media. And then there's no one from the industry even going to be at the show. Then it's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Yeah. Right? It's hard.
I mean, we've been at shows where, like, hair and makeup people decided to cancel last minute, so we're doing our own hair and makeup in the bathroom. Right. Crammed in with, like, 30 other models.
No, that did happen.
It really did.
It was a straight and plus size show.
Right? Mostly plus.
Yes.
They advertised it as plus, but there was only 2 plus designers.
Right.
With, like, half the girls being plus.
And remember, Aaliyah did, like, my makeup. We're
literally sitting Indian style, doing our hair, curling our hair.
Sure.
Doing our makeup. But, like, it's part of the job.
It happens,
you know, and a lot of girls think that it's just, like, roses and tulips and whatever, but it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And I think for you and I both, the reason why we do this at the end of the day is because the second you get on the runway, it's just this rush. Yeah. You can't explain, right?
Right.
And then that's the reason why you want to walk for 5 designers and not one. Because you want that rush again. Even if it's for like 5 seconds in and 5 seconds back.
And I know for myself, I always get nervous before every show. Like, as I'm, like, online waiting, I'm very nervous, but as soon as the, like, light hits you, I'm just like, bam. Annoula's on stage, and I just walk, you know, and I smile and do my little thing, but right before, everyone's always nervous right before a show, because you never know what to expect. You don't know who's going to be in watching the show, so you just have to always be on point and bring your A game all the time.
And it's funny because you sit for 8 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of waiting.
If you get 3 looks, you're lucky. If it's one, you sit for 8 hours and you don't get fed. Yeah. And just for 10 seconds of being on the stage. Yeah. Like, there's some credit in that. Come on, give us some credit, right? Like, as far as
we must really love what we do if we have to.
No, you do. It's that rush. That's what it is. Yeah. For me, I know that's the rush. And I know you do the same thing. Yeah. Because there's no other reason why you sit for 8 hours. And sometimes you get to wear a beautiful garment, and sometimes your garment doesn't fit you, and it's maybe not so beautiful.
But you make it work.
But just for that rush.
I mean, there's been outfits where I've worn that were very questionable, but I make it work. Yeah. And then I sell it, so it's all good.
And that's the job as the model, right?
Exactly. You're a hanger, so you're just a prop, kind of, to the clothing. And if you can make it work, you make it work.
It's true. To that rush, right? That's like a freaking shot to the rush.